like when you now have a problem, then the FBI will not sort it out. You feel me? Because I mean, you guys are now like brothers.
Yeah.
Just like President Tinubu selecting
his own person. I mean,
for
to be EFCC,
chairman.
God bless you. That's how it's going to look like. So honestly, I'm not actually even in agreement or in alignment
how
to this.
the countries we look forward to be the best that we
literally
call on
doing the same thing
when we have issues. That was okay. Let's sign this thing. Let's sign this thing so they can come to it. And now the one. God bless the whole world, because it's no longer God bless Nigeria. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to return with our conversation for today. Do not forget today is World Disability Day, and that is what we are going to be talking about this morning. Please stick around.
Another is here. God's agenda for 2024 is wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing that makes things work. Everybody needs the oil of wisdom. The challenges are changing dimensions. So the wisdom to deal with them must keep changing dimensions. It's time to get wiser.
God terminated 8 years barrenness in this exalted altar.
I get back to the set of twin baby boys at 50 years after 17 and a half years.
Lord, I need the baptism of this ever-winning wisdom. Shiloh 2024 is December 10 to 15. Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
Imagine the world where the voices of the youth finally get the spotlight they deserve.
Welcome to Ways Breakfast, the groundbreaking show where young minds unite together to tackle issues that truly matter.
We're flipping the script on traditional morning talk shows, and this is your chance to hear the youth speak out.
We're not just skimming headlines, we're diving deep into the heart of topics that impact us all.
From politics to governance, tech innovations, mental health, and trendy social issues.
We don't just discuss, we ignite conversations that inspire change and spark action.
Join us every morning for fresh, young, and vibrant perspectives
that empowers the next generation to make a difference.
Start your day right with Ways Breakfast, because when the youth speak, the world listens. Ways Breakfast, weekdays at 8 a.m. live on Upgrade TV.
You welcome back to the show. This is still Ways Breakfast, that youth inclined program. Today, Tuesday, the 3rd of December 2024, is World Disability Day. The day is about promoting the right and well-being of persons with disabilities at every level of society and development, and also raising awareness of the situation of persons with disability in all aspects of political, socio-economic, and cultural life. The theme for World Disability Day 2024 says, amplifying leadership I take that again. The theme of World Disability Day 2024 is amplifying the leadership of persons with disability for an inclusive and sustainable future. And today we are going to be linking this to the topic for today, which is on self-love and body positivity. In a world where social media often sets unrealistic standards, it's easy to feel pressure to look or act a certain way, but the truth is, everyone deserves to feel confident, loved, and accepted exactly as they are. Think about how often we do look at ourselves in the mirror and focus on where we don't like. What if we shift that focus on celebrating what we love about ourselves? Imagine if we could just let go of the comparison and embrace the beauty of being beautiful. Today we are going to be stretching the conversation around accepting our body love, and body positivity, self-love. But first, I'd like us to take a look at this video from Pastor Sam Adeyemi, who talked about the male body image recently. Let's take a listen and we'll come back to have this conversation on a full note.
Major problems you have there is body image problems. Body image problems. It's terrible. This comparing of your body with mine. Setting standards on what the body should look like. And then you find out you fell short. It's so bad. I went to an all-boys secondary school. I still remember the day some of my classmates, they went somewhere, and then by the time we came back, we now found out what they went to do. They went with a ruler to go measure their private parts and to compare. Nothing destroys self-image more than that. It's nonsense. If you're a young guy, let me encourage you. Because it's there. It's all over the internet now. It's all over are they not there? Everywhere you look now, you will see either medicine or one Chinese method or a Tao tantric method or something of elongating your...
All right. Pastor Sam Adeyemi has started it already. And I'm going to be relating it to the nude per se that trended on social media on Sunday that opened at December for us. And people have been saying it's not massive. It's not massive. I follow a sex therapist that she posted something that social media and, so to say, porn-ups has changed our perspective of what our genitals should look like. Based on what she saw, it's not supposed to be judged that way. But first, before we even go to the entire self-love and body positivity conversation, I want us to talk a little bit about the World Disability Day 2024. And I'll be starting from a video I saw online, a very interesting video. I hope it can be displayed as we're talking, where, I don't know if you know Bethesda Home of the Blind.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I've been there before, and at the moment, they are doing World Disability Week, and I saw a video where the blind people were catwalking. It was so beautiful. It was a sight to behold. I mean, look at those blind people taking a walk. This is screaming confidence. She could not see her next step, but she was so proud of herself. She could walk the aisle, and it was so beautiful.
I did watch another one where I think blind students as well, they were involved in this dance competition. This trending dance you see on TikTok. It was shocking. Like, how did people even learn how to do these things? It's good. And I will be starting a conversation from the comment section on this particular post. People need to mind the way they speak to people. The comment section was full of people said, the many people there, how will they vote for their winner? How are they even seeing them? And in my mind, I'm like, no, you shouldn't be saying this. This is not nice. How would you vote for your winners? There was a time they went to cinema and people were saying, why you go pay cinema ticket? How will you be able to see what you're going? And in my mind, I'm like, why is it that as of 2024, people still shame the disabled, the special people, not disabled now. We still shame the special people. When we meet them at park or churches or public places, we tend to sideline them. Comment section, every of their posts is always very brutal, very weird. So I don't know why somebody will say, the girl when they walk out for front, now they lie. When people are ready to tell us the truth, you tell us that she can see. When we see them jump on all these trends, they'll be saying things like, how were they able to see the trend? How were they able to join the trends? And all of those really, really painful comments. And I'm asking, let's just start the conversation from there. Why are we still shaming special people in 2024? In fact, the last quarter of 2024.
I think people are not...
You know what? People are brutal.
Exactly. So the thing is, people, I mean, many people just, you know, this freedom of speech. Everybody just understand it without even understanding how exactly it is even said or written in the Constitution. They just know that, oh, it is there. You feel me? Yeah. They just know that, oh, we are allowed to say whatever we are saying. They forget that where your own right stop, now we are another person your own start. You feel me? So to be honest, it's the fact that many people are not, I don't know if you use the word educated or aware that there are some things you should not be saying to certain persons. You feel me? And this whole freedom of speech thing, I think there needs to be probably, I really don't know, but we need to start, we need to start talking about it. Because it's one thing to say you have freedom of speech and you're coming out to say rubbish. You know, I mean, that's the reason why we have the whole Burna issue with, what's this guy, Akpi, till tomorrow, right? They're still back and forth. Oh, was it defamation? Was it not defamation? When you start illustrating a certain kind of thing, when you start making noise about certain kind of things, you are indirectly insulting the person. But you open your mouth and say that's defamation, and that's you being free to speak and all of that. I mean, that's insane. So honestly, I really don't know why people are still on that.
Okay, I would say that people are brutal. And brutality doesn't always stem from the fact that, oh, I just want to speak. It stems from insecurities and people projecting their own failures on people. That's just it. I've come to realize that and not make people's words hold water concerning my life. And this is not just for people who are disabled, because if it was just another kind of pageantry that was done online, you still find the comment section filled with people that they just like to pick up their phone. They have 2 gig on their SIM and they feel like they can tweet and say rubbish. So many people always project their insecurities and their own self-doubt. You know how down they are. They will not project it on you. So it's really sad. Disabled people, like some people used to call them, of course, we've seen that the term has to be corrected. You don't just call them disabled people. You call them either physically impaired people or special needs people. Do you understand? And they're doing so well. I did find something online, a particular disabled or special need individual in Nigeria, who is a Nigerian artist, Lalu Samuel. He was born blind and he became a renowned sculptor, showcasing how disabilities don't limit creativity and his works reflect resilience and self-love. So there are people who may not have all the perks we have as humans, but they are still able to break barriers and do great things. And Lalu Samuel is one of them.
You know, one thing I learned, there was a day I took my time to go through the video on TikTok, and most of them said they were not born blind.
Sadly, yes. There's this thing called congenital and adventitious. So congenital is when you're born with disabilities, and adventitious, it happens during the course of your life.
And I am saying that we are just as good as we are at the moment. I mean, I don't want to use the word never say never. God forbid something happens to anybody tomorrow. It just takes a minute from being normal to being abnormal. There's a lady on TikTok, very popular, like she has just one arm. She has half, like, I don't want to say it in a very wrong way. She has a full arm and the other hand is, I think half of the hand is amputated. And people were always coming for her. She said something, she said she blew up, her video started to go viral on TikTok, on all social media platforms when she amputated her hand. When she was complete as a human being, she didn't have the followers that she had. She didn't have the likes. She wasn't well respected like this. But now that one of her hands is amputated, she's now doing really, really well.
Interesting.
So why is it that people still find the need to even workplaces? Some bosses do not want to accept. Do you know that people actually see plus-size people as special people? Yes, I listened to a video of We Listen, We Don't Judge. NHR said she once rejected a lady because she was plus size. She believed that she'd be lazy to stand up in the morning to come to work. She believed that she would be lazy in the morning to do things.
That's that awareness or something I was talking about. I really don't know. I feel like there are a lot of things that needs to be worked on. Because tell me why at this age and time you are believing or having that kind of mentality. It shows that you are probably in 2009.
So how do we now educate people? Because this is why we are here. This is why we are sensitizing the people. How do we now educate them on how to respect people and how to respect people's choices, people's body? I was a victim of low self-esteem. I was insecure about how small I am as a person. Left school, now I'm still dealing with young boys. I feel like people know my age grade. But once because of my stature, everybody calling me Bankara Wagao, slim girl, Auntie Pelebe,
this reminds me of secondary school. I think the whole problem started with secondary school. I watched one video on TikTok and the person was saying, you know, different banters that they can give you as a secondary school student. University is still very chill, but you see secondary school, if you develop tough skin there's no place in this world that you can't face, because where all the low self-esteem comes from is from that age.
This is why we as
comparing
parents,
their
we
bodies,
as teachers,
comparing everything.
This is why we as parents, we as teachers should start teaching those children. You don't call people facts. You don't have the right to tell this person is too big. You don't have the right to say this person's nose is too big. You don't comment on people's, it's not your place. The fact that I'm using glasses doesn't make me blind. The fact that somebody is blind doesn't mean they are less of a human being. You have a lot to say, God's speaking.
No, it's not like that. I'm just trying to digest everything you have said. So, saying you don't call people fact in a condescending manner, don't. But being real
in a descriptive,
it is not a problem. So I just thought to add like that clause.
Thanks for the disclaimer. I mean, a condescending manner is really bad, but in a proper, descriptive, respectful way, it is good.
But it's safer to not even use descriptive or condescending.
It depends on what we're talking
dealing
about,
with a sensitive case. Like if it was not a sensitive one now,
how do we? Why do we think it's sensitive? I'm saying I'm thin. Am I not thin in the real sense?
You're saying that to somebody that has probably dealt with depression.
How would I know the person has dealt with depression?
God bless you.
Why do you have to know before you now know how to address people? You don't know how to know whether that person has dealt with depression or not. The society we're living in already makes us see that weight is already a sensitive thing.
Do you know we are in a world whereby we call people by what we see?
That's
why you hear that man. That's why you hear people
not to go there at all.
Let's tread this thing further. That's why you hear people saying, "But don't Lexus here." Probably because we don't know his name, or maybe we forgot his name. But the only thing we could picture or remember him for was the fact that he drives a Lexus.
Why do you think?
So, like, if I want to describe it to me, okay, let's say one of our viewers wants to describe us on his show. Just okay, the lady that wears glasses. They might not know my name, so I will not pick offense with the fact. The lady with the blonde hair. I should not pick offense with the fact that okay, I'm wearing glasses, I'm with the blonde hair.
Because you have worked on your esteem good enough, so that
they don't know if I have or not. I shouldn't
want to know.
Offense.
They don't want to know. You are the ones. Let me explain this.
I get it.
When I was in secondary
I get
school,
it.
No, what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to say whether I don't need to call you fat or thin based on the fact that do I know whether you're depressed or not. That's not a wrong. That is
why for every individual you have to work on your self-esteem. It is bad for you to actually have a low self-esteem.
So whilst I'm working on mine, don't go and add salt to the injury by calling me something that can trigger it. So that's what I'm talking about, sensitivity. You have to be sensitive to know that there are certain words I will use that will trigger this self-esteem I'm trying to build.
This is what we are talking about, self-love and body positivity.
I'm building something, you want to crash it. How do you want me to build it to be better?
In a very respectful manner and in a very descriptive manner. I don't think there's anything wrong with you saying, oh, the sister that wears glasses, or the sister that drives the Lexus to church. Okay, the girl with the blonde, or the lanky girl in the middle. Okay, maybe let's not use the word lanky, maybe the thin girl in the middle.
I don't know those words.
I'm so sorry. Maybe the thin girl in the middle.
And I'm actually in the middle.
I'm so sorry. But I don't think it should be a problem. If it's coming in a very disrespectful way or in a condescending manner, then it is a problem.
Sister, it's a problem either way. Because I remember in secondary school.
Let's not start talking about self-love. What is self-love?
Okay. What's self-love?
Yeah. That's self-love and body positivity.
I think the word is very self-love, loving self, admiring and liking yourself the way you are. That's self-love.
So, me saying, okay, the lady that wears glasses and I'm having issues with it, I feel like you're shaming my eye. Where's my self-love coming in?
Period.
Wait, don't. So would you wait until somebody has developed their self-love before you know how to address that person?
That is what I am saying. You are supposed to love yourself from initials.
Okay, so if I want to talk to you now, I would wait till you have loved yourself before I describe you.
Oleti is not getting
No, you're not getting me too.
No,
if I come across you, how would I know whether or not you have self-love?
Okay, ladies, how would let's talk about it from this angle. Right now, social media standard is now playing a huge role in everything we do. When you want to audition for some roles, you have to look a certain way. Your face scan needs to be on point. Your body structure has to be on point. Social media, there's something called fukpa. We believe is a very wrong thing. As a lady, you should not have tummy. And so many things. But now, how do you think these common social pressures contribute to negative body image, and how can we challenge all of these things? Well, we've accepted that, okay, it's wrong to say somebody is thin, or it's wrong to say somebody is fat. How do we now start correcting the social challenges? Oluchi, please start the engine.
I didn't get the question.
How do we now start combating these challenges? How do we now start correcting these norms? But I think we have to ponder on it, and when we return from the break, we'll come back. Please stick around. We are still talking about self-love and body positivity in collaboration of the World Disability Day. Please stay around.
Another is here. God's agenda for 2024 is wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing that makes things work. Everybody needs the oil of wisdom. The challenges are changing dimensions. So the wisdom to deal with them must keep changing dimensions. It's time to get wiser.
God terminated 8 years barrenness in this exalted altar.
I get back to a set of twin baby boys at 50 years after 17 and a half years.
Lord, I need the baptism of this ever-winning wisdom. Shiloh 2024 is December 10 to 15. Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
You're welcome back to the show. It's still West Breakfast, and today we're talking about World Disability Day, embracing self-love and body positivity. Before I went on that break, Oluchi is meant to answer a question, which is how to combat the challenges of body positivity and self-love. You cannot control people. You cannot stop people from calling you names.
Right. Yeah.
I know of a guy that has calls on his hair. Who call him brother dada? And all of that. I mean, Yorubas, not to.
I feel like this is something that has actually been training before.
It has always been that has
a very fat, I say Yarobo.
Mommy Afi, so and all of that. So it has always been. You cannot control that. Yes. So how do you now control yourself and build your own ego to be able to ensure that all of these things do not come close to you?
I'm going to address that, but please I want to still say something about the first statement you have said, that you cannot control that. That is why we have educative programs like this, because as much as you want to control, you have the ultimate control in that sense to how you develop and pamper your ego or your esteem. Right. You also, I mean, if we are to flip the table some other times, you realize that, okay, it's not about you now. You can actually be faced with these challenges with somebody else. So as human beings, we have to be sensitive. When I think sensitive is an overplayed word. I'm looking for a much more proper term to use. But we have to be emotionally intelligent to know how to address people. If I'm looking at a long-term solution, it's not just me trying to build my esteem, trying to build my ego. It's also learning that as I'm building and developing myself, I should make sure my words are seasoned enough not to make somebody's ego that they are trying to build now crash because of my own words. Do you understand? And then back to developing my own esteem and my own ego and building it to have good esteem. I think it's a gradual process, first of all. You shouldn't rush the fact that your esteem can develop like this. Because I remember in secondary school, I would say I'm a bit confident now, but it did not start all of a sudden.
And you said a bit confident. So
in fact, because
which means you're not there yet.
That's why she's fighting for it. Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
That's what you're fighting for.
That's what you're fighting for.
Let me tell you, I don't think anybody's confidence can be 100%.
Have you heard of the word, you cannot shame the shameless?
Yes.
You have to wear that
shame. As much as you cannot shame the shameless, there are some people that will say things to you that will hurt you and you never thought that it will actually hurt you. Yes. Because you cannot deny the fact that you are still human with heart. Okay. It might not differ from how you would have handled it 5 years ago or 4 years ago. For example, in secondary school, I was called all manner and all sorts. I've told you people here on the show before. Yeah. Some my classmates, them, I don't know if they are watching this. They will say, Precious, when everybody was in heaven, God was sharing this. See, you went to go and be playing. And these things formed God. There was one time I was whipping in class, and they were wondering if somebody had flogged me. It was because of these words. Now, of course, I started growing a bit. It's not like I've added so much flesh. I'm still, slim, lanky, and pretty.
That's the thing.
But pretty, yes. So, of course, people can still call me that today, just by the way. But you will not see me crying in the bathroom or in the toilet or wherever, the way I would have done 4 years ago. So it shows that building confidence is a gradual thing, and you should just take it easy on yourself. That's what I believe.
God's beauty, you seem to have built your self-esteem to a certain place where
nothing can hit you.
Nothing can
Don't worry.
Don't worry. How do we now create a more inclusive and body-positive environment for individuals of all sizes and shapes and for the special people?
I mean, I'll start with educating people, making them aware.
How many times do you want to educate people? Them?
True. No, but the truth is you have to keep doing that. We have to keep doing that until, certain mentalities are changed. We unlearn, we learn, we relearn, and all of these things will happen, right? Then we also now takes us back to the roots, which is like the family and all. I did not just have this self-esteem because of I had it or I came from heaven and I sit with God. Trust me, it was because of the kind of family I came from, right? In my house, my mom, like the way she sees us, Mama sees us like we are angels. She sees us as like we are very perfect. So even when people are, I mean, there are so many things that I think I have done, and you would need to hear her when she's talking to other people about it. She's like, no, God's beauty cannot do that. No, that cannot happen. Right? And when she's coming to the house, she says, you see that thing that you did there? Don't ever in your life try that again. You feel me? Yes. So there's this way that she carried us, right? It made us now understand that we are actually, like, in short, I don't know about any. I think it's been long. I even tell people that, oh, I am God. Forget the God's beauty in my name. I consider myself to be God. Yeah. Even the Bible made.
I'm so sorry to cut you short.
Hold on.
Now we need practical tips.
Practical tips. That's what I'm telling you. Now, even the Bible made mention of that ye are gods. But let me not go into that. See, practical tips. First of all, if you've had parents that have actually made you understand that you are actually okay, regardless of how you look like. I mean, my junior sister we are literally almost the same. I seen this girl more than 5 years. But if you see her right here, they call us twin. What am I trying to say? That means she has body. My clothes will actually enter her and even tight her sometimes. You can imagine. But there's nobody that will tell her that you are fat and she will get pissed by it.
Because between the home where I, as a person, was called, apologies to non-Yoruba speakers.
Go on, love.
My name is Miracle, but they call me Oleku, which means I'm supposed to remain somewhere because of my stature. I was very small as a child, and I looked like a boy. Right.
Did you complain to your parents?
it was everybody growing up under my parents, growing up around. The mom, Oleku. And my mom, to my time, she calls me Oleku.
That's the problem. That's
so
where it started from.
I need you to give us more practical
That's where
tips.
it started from.
From the home, it has already gone wrong. Now, put me back on the right track.
Now, coming back to the right track, as you're growing, you get to understand that you are not that person. You have to start seeing yourself differently. Do you understand? In my house, insult is not allowed. Honestly speaking, no form of insult. Whether you score 14th in school, it is not. See, there's a way my dad will put his sentence. You say you go understand. There's no atom of like when it comes to condescending manners and all of those things. My dad don't speak to us anyhow. The way he speaks to you, you would actually consider yourself to be like the president.
I was expecting to talk about words of affirmation because, fine, that is the family.
I mean, that's where
the family
it also
has
starts
done
from
its own bit. The family has done it. Let's just say family has gone wrong. What other practical steps?
No, see, family is like the basic unit to the society. And if the family goes wrong in every family, then how do you think the society itself would actually be impactful?
Let's assume that the family, out of 100% family, 40% has gone wrong. How do we now correct ourselves?
And now, the remaining 60, when you now come back to the society, you will see people that will not speak to you anyhow. Why do you think that? I used to be like a rude person. But why do you think that for everything I'm having... I used to. I don't think I am anymore. Okay. Why do you think that when I'm having conversations with people... I don't know why you're smiling. Why do you think when I'm having conversations with people, I'm intentionally using the word, hey, my love, hey, my sweetheart. It's so that I'm
so sorry, but I don't believe what... It triggers me.
It triggers you.
Like, what are you saying?
No, but honestly speaking, to majority of the people that I've had conversations with, it has always helped me be able to start the ground for whatever conversation that is not coming next. Because I know I can be very harsh sometimes when I'm trying to correct, right? So when I start in that manner, it is not flowing. You understand? So in the society where the other 60 people have gotten it right, you will not see them. You will not see me talk to people anyhow. Except probably you've actually angered me or something. But I would always ensure that I speak to people rightly. And that's where we'll start from.
Thank you. Thank you for emphasizing on family, which is like the first unit to the society.
Yep.
Oluchi, you've experienced this thing firsthand. And now we want you, based on your expertise, based on your experience, to empower the young children, the teenagers of nowadays. I saw a boy on TikTok, he's an albino, he's barely 2 years. So I need you to give us tips, practical tips on how to empower the young generation to not call people names and to love themselves. If you can remember Idibia's son, Two-Face, one of his daughter rather, she came out to social media one time saying people were always calling her fat and all of that. So please, tell us.
All right, so I'll... Pardon me.
All right. Sure.
So I remember seeing this quote somewhere that says your skill can be 100%, but if you do not know how to communicate it, it brings you to a 30%. I have seen how good communication, being assertive, being a person with clear words can actually either open doors for you, or close doors, or change people's perception or perspective about you. So it's about time that young people learn to actually speak out and correct people. Now, I'll tell you the story. There's this friend of mine that works in the children's church, and she was, when you're just monitoring how children are relating with them. I'm talking 3, 4, 5-year-old child, right? And I want you to now think of this illustration and think of us when we're 3, 4 years and see the clear difference that's happened. So this child somebody else was playing with this small child, 2 small children, and the person was saying something to the boy that he didn't like. Do you know what the boy said?
Tell me.
He said, don't say that to me again.
That's somebody from a good family.
And it made a lot of sense at that point. Because at that young age, he has developed assertiveness to know what he wants or he doesn't want. If it was when we were 3, 4, 5 years, what we're going to do? Be crying. You go and meet your mother. Your mother now wants to say, why are you crying? Your mate will cry. Go and fight. And it's not to be fight that is the answer to that problem. It's speaking back. I noticed that most people that are bullies, sometimes some of them are dullards. They are very big time dummies. If you can have conversation with these people, you will bring down their guards and they'll be like, oh, really? I've had stories
they have
things that they want people to see.
I'm sorry, I saw these pictures of children with albinism, and let's take a minute to appreciate them. They are beautiful set of people. I mean, I love their hair color. They are beautiful. They are very beautiful. I saw a child with albinism, and I'm like, gosh, this is so pretty.
Yeah.
They are very pretty. Take a good look at them.
This one has 3 of them.
3 of them.
3 of them.
Beautiful.
But to add to what you are saying, I think words of affirmation works.
Works a lot. This one is not even words of affirmation. This one is correction. Word of correction to that person.
Okay, words of correction now. Right from a child, you tell them you are beautiful. Yes. Tell anybody you come across with, I am God's own creation. I am thin and I love my stature. I am chubby and I love myself. You cannot talk to me a certain way. You'll be respectful while speaking to me. But I still feel like we're all guilty when it comes, because I myself, I call people names, and I'm not names, but I mean, I feel like at times I abuse
the measure you met out, that's the same you go what? Collect.
Let's talk a little bit about people, special children now. Just last week on our prime time show, we talked about people living with cerebral palsy. And someone shared a story of when our child was growing up with a cerebral palsy, she took him to a government hospital and she wanted to pee. Use the toilet. So she told the person, Mommy, Joe, let me drop this child with you. Let me just quickly pee. And the person said to her that, I hope you don't have plans to drop your child and run away. She said that day it hurt her so bad. Wow. It hurt her so, so bad. So how do we now address the impact of special children among us? In our church, in our environment, in our neighborhood, in our workspace. It starts from you having a ramp in your workspace, in the mall. Not everybody can go up the stairs. Not everybody can climb down the escalator. Can a wheelchair move up the escalator? The answer is no. So how do we now grow these things from the government level, the local government level, the Beteba Home of the Blind? All these NGOs that are doing their best. But what about we individuals? When you see someone that is impaired in a certain way or manner, how do we deal with them? How do we relate with them?
You know, I think inclusivity is getting better. I actually commend that. I've attended some symposiums and conference, and there were, on that panel session, there were people who were disabled there, and they spoke about how some of this, what's it called? This inclusivity that you're fighting for starts with even the disabled people. Right. You know, it's easy to say, what are we doing for them? They also are now taking things into their own hands to advocate for themselves. Yes. Because see, advocacy starts with doing it for yourself. Just like women have advocated for themselves to have representation in all areas of life. It's the same thing that disabled people are also doing, to advocate for themselves. And as humans, the simplest and easiest thing we can do is just be a human when you see people that need your help. In my school is very inclusive, I would say, the school I graduated from. And we had disabled people in our classes. You see them around the hostel. In fact,
they're always very brilliant.
In fact, in the hostels, they gave them the ground floor, so they don't have to stress with going upstairs. So just so that ground floor is for disabled people. And then you walk around. Some of them even used to have students that were their helps. Not like house help, but they actually go with them everywhere. Sometimes you'll be crossing the road and you see, there was some time, I think one of my friends was crossing and someone like, please, could you help me? You will not even know that this person is blind. Do you understand? That's not the time you say, Mommy, I don't want to help anybody, Jerry. Do you understand? That's the time where you show that compassionate, thing that makes us humans to people. That's literally the littlest thing you can do. You might not be able to build a foundation where blind people can come or deaf people can come. You might not be able to give 100 or 50 or 1 million naira, but you can help that person cross the road. You can help that person adjust. You can help. You can even just compliment the person. You can just say, hi, how are you doing today? My name is Precious. What's your own name? Just something very cool and just be compassionate. That's the littlest thing you can do.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning
I actually agree.
I want us to go back to... Yes, she has said it all. I need us to go back to this Pastor Samadi Emi's video. And I want us to relate back to social media standards. There's a certain way you have to look on social media. The comment section are so brutal. Godspeed, please help inform the people on how to avoid social media standards. It's not massive. Who said it's not massive? Who said this is how it's supposed to look like? Pastor Sam Ademi already said, the size does not even matter. As long as you can use it, well, that's fine.
Amen.
I don't need to look chubby to be a housewife material. I don't need to look a certain
behind
way.
The scene is making me crack up so much.
I don't need to look a certain way to look like a wife or a mother. I don't need to be built. This is where some people, we read this book by Damilare Kuku.
Yeah.
That was why
Big
she went
Bum Matters.
Big Bum Bum Matters. That's why she wanted to do BBL.
Right.
Because of what people have been saying to her.
Yeah.
So God's beauty, please help us inform.
So
please look straight into the camera and tell them.
Investors. Okay, so this is it here. I feel like everybody should first of all understand that social media is just a place where everybody is bringing out how they feel, right? I mean, you made mention of the fact that when you see people bullying other persons, it's not because they want to bully. It's because of either they are hiding something that they don't want other people to see. You understand? They themselves are not perfect. So they start bringing up all of those, things to cover their face so that people don't get to see them for who they really are, but to actually see those things that they are saying. So if you understand that social media is just a place where people are doing all of that, you would understand it that, okay, I mean, this person is just trying to be stupid. This person is just trying to be like this. You feel me? Now, honestly speaking, if you have that at the back of your mind, you that is a special person, you will not really get hurt by what you see because you know that this person is just trying to project, he or she, what do they call that now? Insecurities, yes. And, I mean, that's just it. People, I feel like it's really changing. There are a lot of, all thanks to all the awareness tips and all of those things that are already on socials. And you made mention of the fact that these people, these special persons are the ones advocating for themselves. And trust me, I feel like I want to start seeing a whole lot of that on social media because by the time they keep coming out on social media to, tell them, talk about themselves, we see those things. I mean, there's this guy, do you remember the song, You're the Father to the Fatherless?
Yes.
And he was actually a blind guy that sang that song. Exactly. So when you see that, I mean, there are a lot of good things about this person. I feel like, and when they start putting themselves on our faces, we start to understand that, okay, these people are not really that bad after all. You feel me? Because there's a bit of, maybe this person is going to be acting this kind of way, or this is how this person would be looking like. I mean, there's just a lot of, I feel like most of the reasons why we are not...
Kindly wrap it up with your parting shots,
I feel like one of the reasons why many people are not really in acceptance of these special persons is because of, we have this, how is this person going to react to what I'm going to say? There's just a bit of, I think, being afraid or something. So I think there should just be a lot of losing up. And I mean, like I said earlier, all these special persons should start putting themselves out there. Like, they should do a bit more of advocacy so that we ourselves, I mean, people that are not special would accept them for who they are.
Oluchi, in one word.
Yeah, just to reiterate again, we have to be compassionate as human beings. Human beings are not meant to be too brutal. You have to be compassionate to yourself and even to people around you. And I think the world will be a better place for us to live in.
Yeah.
I love that. For me, change starts from you and I. I start by loving myself. I start by telling people around me not to call people names. And if I started, you started, in no time, the entire universe, the entire society will accept it. And this is where we draw the curtain for today's show. Do not forget to love yourself. Do not forget to promote inclusivity. Do not forget to help the special people when you meet them anywhere, any day, anytime. And to stop calling people names is also a part of inclusivity.
Yes.
So we come your way again tomorrow morning. Please stay sharp. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Let's do this again tomorrow. Bye.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Osayome Sale from Ways Primetime. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?